in this hectic world that we're all living in nowadays, time is very precious and time just doesn't wait for anybody. So what happens is we're all racing around, we're all on the go. Well, most of us are. I know I bloody am. I don't know how I find time to do these. Hold on, that's my missus saying that. How do you find time to do these reviews? She'll say. She'll hollow at me. How do you find time to do them reviews? You could be doing something round the house. I say it's called a hobby. Anyway, we're living in a world where you haven't got a lot of time. And it's the world of people on the go. And we go into Tesco's and we buy things like this. It's called Spicy BBQ Pork Noodle Pot. Have they swapped the noodle pot round so it's not a pot noodle? Is that what they done? Have they really? It's marinated pork, cabbage and carrots in a spicy chili and soy sauce. I've microwaved this. It's already been microwaved, folks. It's still hot. Well, not hot. I'll let it cool down for a bit because sometimes they're just bloody ridiculous to eat. Keep refrigerated, suitable for home freezing. Now, that's a very good idea because if you're on nights like I work nights, sometimes in the month I work nights, or sometimes work days, and you could still take it then. You could freeze these, get a few, and then put them in the freezer, then take them with you. Ideally, freeze on as soon as possible. Right, but allergens in bold. Right, there's sesame seed, wheat, soya, barley, cooked noodles, wheat flour. This pack contains 1 serving. It's a 280 gram pack, and it cost me the grand total of £1.50, 150 British pence. So let's peel this off. Now, I bought my kid one of these the other day, and they loved it. I do like this kind of stuff, to be fair, but I do tend to find that it's, I don't know, I just sometimes think that these things just don't taste like they should. It's like, because it's made for shops, they seem to take some of the goodness out. It needs salt, it needs sugar, it needs stuff that makes it taste. But because of the way of all these namby-pamby bloody MPs and silly bloody health specialists, right, who tell us what we can and what we can't eat, what we can drink, what we can smoke, what we can take, what we can drive, what we can drive, what we can't drive, what we're supposed to do, right? But none of them do it the bloody selves, right? In my local village, we used to have a doctor, right? And I won't give you his name, but he was massive. I tell you what, he must have been 35 stone, right? 35 stone. And he used to have a Ferrari. And he used to try and get out his Ferrari, you know, climbing up the side. And then he got a Range Rover. And then he couldn't even get out of that. So anyway, you get all these bloody specialists telling you what to do. And you go to the doctors, right? He went to the doctors one day. Went to the doctors, right? What had I done? I don't know. My back. I'd done my back in. I put a bin bag out in the days of the bin bag. Put the bin bag out and jogged across the road, turned and got me up my back at the doctor's. Anyway, and he says, right, granted, I'm a big lad. I weren't as big as I am now, but I was then, right? I must have been about 20 stone. I think if I lost any more weight, I'd look ill, wouldn't I? Yeah, I'm fat. I don't argue that. I'm portly. But anyway, and he goes, right, this bloke's 35 stone. And he turned around, he says, you could do with losing a pound or two. I went, you what? Really? Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did? Right? I went to the next village and joined their bloody doctor's surgery. I weren't having some fat bloke calling me fat. Unbelievable. Anyway, so yeah, this has been cooked, folks. It's been cooked for 3 minutes. I'll get a bit of a mix up. All the sauce and that's fell to the bottom, isn't it? I gave it a shake and all. All right, so look, you can see the dark, richer, soaked in. Right. Oh, there's all the pork and all. Oh, they ain't gone too wild on the pork, have they? Hey, there's not a lot of pork in there. Why do they do that? Oh, just put about 4 bits in and say it's pulled pork barbecue. No, it ain't bloody. You just. Oh. Right, here we go. I tell you what, that ain't too bad. That tastes quite nice. Right, so don't get me wrong. This ain't no Chinese restaurant takeaway, right? Chinese restaurants always taste better, don't they? But I'll say that my missus cooks a real good Singapore chow mein. Really, really good. But on the strength of that, this is quite nice. This, trying to get a bit of pork. I've got a bit of pork. A small, tiny, mini bit of pork. The pork's nice and tender, and it's got a good barbecue flavour to it. This ain't too bad, you know, people. This ain't too bad at all. It's got a real nice, rich barbecue flavour to it. See what? Yeah. This is really nice. For £1.50, people, I tell you what, if you're on the go, and you ain't got time, and you've got a microwave in your bag, or something like that, I tell you, this is really nice. I tell you, I can't fault this. Well, no. Right. It needs bigger bits of pork, right? I'm not gonna repeat around the bushes about that. When they say it's spicy BBQ pork, right, that's a bit of pork, right, folks? Right, now if you're visually impaired, that I'd seem to say a lot, because I do like people who are visually impaired to listen to my videos, so I do try to give as much information out as possible. Right, this piece of pork here, folks, is about the size of a raisin. And although it's very nice, it's very tender, it's full of flavour, and it melts in your mouth, it is not a lot of it. And I would prefer a bit more pork to give it more of a, because, yeah, it's spicy BBQ pork, but what it should say is spicy BBQ pork with about 8 little bits in it. But this is really nice. So, folks, for my grand verdict on the Tesco Spicy BBQ pork, for £1.50, if you're on the go and you haven't got a lot of time and you've got about 3 minutes, bang that in the microwave. Not an egg. Don't boil an egg. Have this. It's quite nice. Just needs bigger bits of pork. All right, folks. Laters.